In this video, I'm going to teach you a pottery technique called Sgraffito. Sgraffito means to scratch in Italian. In this technique, we will be scratching or carving the surface of our pottery. Begin by sculpting your pottery using any hand-building techniques you choose. Then allow your pottery to dry or use a hairdryer until it is leather hard. Do not allow your pottery to dry out completely until it is bone dry because it will be too hard to carve. Next, paint underglaze directly onto the surface of your pottery. That's right, you can apply underglaze to pottery that has not been bisque fired in the kiln. I used one color, but you can try as many colors as you want. Let the underglaze dry until the surface is dried to the touch. Use a hairdryer if you want, but the clay underneath is still leather hard. Apply a second coat. Let the surface dry to the touch. The clay underneath is still leather hard. Apply a third coat. Let the surface dry. The clay underneath is still leather hard. This is a good stopping point if you want to take a break. Just make sure you seal your pottery up in a bag so it does not dry out. Your pottery will still be leather hard. You can buy a Sgraffito tool, which is a loop of wire on a fancy handle, but that's expensive, and we can make our own that works just as well using a paperclip. First, straighten out your paperclip, and then use a popsicle stick, pencil, or chopstick to fold your paperclip in half and twist the ends together. Line it up with your stick and tape it on. Now we're ready to carve. Crumbs that come up when you carve are called the burl, and you can sweep them away with a clean, dry paintbrush. Sgraffito technique is so satisfying. I think you are going to really enjoy this. You can carve any design, image, or text you choose. Yours doesn't have to look like mine. When you have finished carving, you just need to clean up your pile of burl crumbs and let your pottery dry until it is bone dry. Caution, use this technique with underglaze only. Do not apply clear glaze to unfired pottery. That is because our bisque firing and glaze firing fire to different temperatures. Clear glaze cannot go in the bisque firing, but underglaze can. This piece is ready for the bisque firing. This Sgraffito pottery has been bisque fired and came out great. You can see that the underglaze does partially vitrify, turn to glass, in the bisque firing, but in the carved areas, the bisqueware is still porous, and this piece is not yet food safe. You know what that means. It's glazing time. You can add more underglaze if you want to change the color of your carved out design, but I like this piece just how it is, and I'm ready for the clear glaze. You can add a third coat of clear glaze, but 2 coats is enough to make your pottery food safe. Now it's time for the glaze firing. This Sgraffito pottery has now been glaze fired, and you can see that the surface is now fully vitrified. This piece is food safe and will not leak. You can try the Sgraffito technique on any kind of pottery you choose. Happy Sgraffitoing!